Left of the box.
I also wonder what someone wants the USA, the UK, Canada
Mhm.
to do. Like, do you want these countries to go to war with Israel? I
Mhm.
don't know. Like, they already have the weapons now.
Mhm.
Because when countries go to war with other countries, like, I don't necessarily, like, I don't want to see America step in, put boots on the ground in Ukraine. Like, I don't necessarily want to see that. Maybe there's some people that do, but I don't know. Like, and also for me, like, I went off about this on Power Report. I'm not going to do it again. I would love to see countries in the region do something. I'm not waiting for the United States, Canada, the UK, Australia, whatever. I'm not waiting, or France, Germany. I'm not waiting for them to help Palestinian people. I'm gonna wait till I'm dead.
Yeah. Mhm.
But it would be nice if those other countries in the region, those other Arab Muslim countries, who the population is up in arms about what's happening in Gaza right now, who's been up in arms about it for forever, who these countries will have all sorts of rhetoric about the situation. Why is there nothing you could do? You're right there. Saudi Arabia in the 70s, when there was a war going on with Israel, they shut off the oil and we had a gas crisis all over the world. 1973. That has not happened. In this situation going on with Gaza, that there has been nothing. And I feel like a broken record because I talk about this all the time on Power Report,
Mhm.
but um, 2022, the midterms are happening. Saudi Arabia and Russia wants Republicans to win. They make sure the gas prices shoot up. And we're seeing stickers on the gas tanks, the gas pumps. Biden did this or something like that. These stickers of Joe Biden. You're telling me this started in October. All these Palestinian civilians dying, and you haven't tried one day to be like, hey, we're gonna lower our oil output until something happens.
Mhm.
But it just shows that these countries that are supposed to care, I I'm not waiting for the United States to care. But if you're in that region and you have some power and you're talking all day about free Palestine and oh my God, Israel's terrible, well then do something. You're right there.
Mhm.
But the reality is, Egypt is basically Egypt's. I mean, I'm sorry. Egypt is basically Israel's biggest ally outside of the United States. Egypt is the one that warned them about the attack. They were trying to save them. They weren't over there trying to make sure they weren't watching Hamas get a blow against Israel. They warned them about it. And Saudi Arabia, right before those talks, I mean, I'm sorry, right before Hamas's attack, they had an Israeli, I think it was the tourism minister or something like that, went to Saudi Arabia and a Saudi delegation went to the West Bank. It was the first time ever. And they're handshaking about getting Hamas out of Gaza. That's the reality on the ground. Saudi Arabia does not care about these 30,000 Palestinian civilians. Egypt does not care. Um, those are the most powerful countries in the region. Those are the only ones really worth mentioning.
Yeah. I don't understand how people can just, if you have the power to stop this and you're not, I don't get that. Like, at least in Yemen, they're having massive protests, but they don't have the power.
Yeah, they're doing something. They're they're
Yeah.
they're
Like,
shooting at
yeah,
them ships or whatever.
the
They're
Houthis.
doing something. Like,
Mhm.
but Saudi Arabia is not like a
Mhm.
is not like a weak nation. They
Yeah.
have the
They
power
have the
to
power.
influence. They have the power to influence American elections.
Mhm.
Snap of a finger.
Yeah.
You just shut down that oil. Gas prices go up, and that changes things around the world.
Yeah.
But
It yeah, it's sickening to see the countries that have the power to do something do nothing while this is
nothing,
happening.
nothing. And I mean, obviously, I didn't mention this, and I don't know who knows, but like I was a part of the Muslim community for a good 10 years. So I know the conversations that happen behind closed doors, and what the rhetoric is like. And for me, it's embarrassing. Like, I'm not Muslim anymore. Like, I don't really care on a personal level, but like, it's embarrassing to see that these countries, even when I was part of the community, like, we had these conversations, and people would be like, oh, like, how come America doesn't do anything? I'm like, why are you waiting for America to do something? These countries are right there, dude. They're right there.
Mhm.
They can do something. I'm not saying they got to like go to war with Israel. I'm not saying that. But if you have the ability to make sure American gas prices go up tomorrow, and the UK gas prices and the Canadian, like, everywhere is going to feel the effect from Saudi Arabia. And let's put Russia in there too, because they like to act like they care about Palestinians too. You have the power to make the world change, to
Mhm.
feel it, and you're just not doing shit. When the Houthis started attacking ships in the Red Sea or wherever it was, yeah, the Red Sea. Um, I thought the gas prices were gonna go crazy. I was like, damn, shoot, like they're about to go like $6, and they didn't budge. I was like, damn. So all these other times where they're like, well, there was a pirate attack and the gas prices got to go up. So you guys are lying all those times, but in the meantime, there's thousands and thousands of Palestinian civilians dying, and these countries that are right there, that are supposed to care, that are saying that they care, are not doing anything. It's a shame. It's embarrassing. And people should remember that.
And then you have countries like mine. Somebody saying breaking Canada issued 28.5 million in new weapons permits to Israel in the first 2 months after October 7th, including bombs, rockets, aircrafts, ground vehicles. And they try to say, oh, but they're non-lethal weapons, as in they're the components to weapons that,
Oh,
are then put into lethal weapons. And the serfs quote tweeting that saying these combined values exceed that of the total Canadian arms export to Israel for any year on record.
damn.
Yeah, so we're aiding and abetting.
Yeah. And you know what? That's what I expect from like the Western
Mhm.
countries. Like, that's what I expect. Israel is a satellite state there, for like
Mhm.
America and the UK,
Settler
basically.
colonialism.
Yeah. I'm not expecting, these people to come save Palestinians. And the people there aren't expecting it either. And really, like, I'm leaving out like the Palestinian opinion, because they also know, like, those people there in Gaza also know that those Arab countries are not going to help them too. Like, the first thing they'll say is that the Arabs abandoned us. But it's just a shame that like these, like, I really just focus on Saudi Arabia. Like, it's just really sad that I know that in probably September or October, the gas prices here are going to shoot up, especially if Donald Trump's on the ballot. They want him to win. They're going to make sure that Biden has high gas prices when
Mhm.
the election happens.
It's great.
That's more important to them than all these Palestinians dying. Is a shame.
Yeah, watching what's about to happen in the States over the next year is just